A small lie may feel harmless in the moment, but every time you bend the truth, you bend your integrity, and the universe is always watching. Truth is spiritual law, and when you violate it, even slightly, the price always comes due. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it always arrives. In this video, I'm going to show you why dishonesty carries deep karmic consequences and how truth protects far more than your reputation. It protects your soul. Let's begin. Let me share my own personal story when I took the easier route. Looking back, I realize how many times in my younger years I chose the shortcut. Not because I wanted to harm anyone, but because I wanted the easier path. Sometimes I'd bend the truth to avoid confrontation, say things were fine when they weren't, exaggerate results, make promises I wasn't sure I could keep just to avoid disappointing someone in the moment. At the time, it felt clever, but later, the lie would return like a shadow I couldn't outrun, the tension, the guilt, the ripple effect. One particular moment still sticks with me. I once gave a commitment in business to deliver a solution by a certain date. Internally, I knew the resources weren't quite ready, but I reassured the client. It felt easier than admitting uncertainty. Weeks later, when delays occurred, the trust was broken. That relationship never fully recovered, and the truth I avoided in the beginning cost me far more than I imagined. Classic tale, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. The timeless fable of the boy who cried wolf teaches this principle with brutal clarity. A shepherd boy lies to his village for amusement, pretending wolves are attacking his sheep. The villagers come running, only to find it was a joke. He does it again. The villagers stop believing him. Then one day, real wolves come. He cries out, but no one responds. What's the message? A single lie can destroy the trust that years of honesty built. Truth, once broken, takes time, sometimes a lifetime, to repair. Traditional wisdom, the law of karma. The Eastern scriptures, especially in Hinduism and Buddhism, describe karma not as punishment, but as a law, just like gravity. Every thought, word, and action plants a seed. When you lie, you plant confusion. That seed may not bloom today, but eventually it will blossom into mistrust, mental tension, and karmic debt. The Bhagavad Gita warns, even a small deviation from truth sets a soul back on the path. In Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji declared, "Truth is high, but higher still is truthful living." It's not just about avoiding lies. It's about living in such a way that your words and actions are aligned with divine order. If you've ever justified a white lie or hid a truth to avoid conflict, you're not alone. But in a moment, I'll share what spiritual traditions say about hidden dishonesty and why even the smallest untruth can delay your peace, your purpose, and your progress. You'll want to hear this. Let's take some modern day example, social media filters and digital deception. Today, we live in a world where bending the truth is not only common, it's often rewarded. Instagram shows us highlight reels. People fake lifestyles, edit their images, exaggerate success. But what's the cost? Mental health professionals have seen a massive rise in anxiety, depression, and imposter syndrome. Why? Because when you project a false image, your real self begins to feel inadequate. Lying to the world often begins with lying to yourself. Now let's explore the scientific insight, what lies do to your brain. Neuroscience reveals a critical truth. The more you lie, the easier it becomes. A 2016 study published in Nature Neuroscience showed that small acts of dishonesty desensitize the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. Over time, the emotional response to lying diminishes. This is called moral disengagement. The more you bend the truth, the more you disconnect from your moral compass. Psychologist Jordan Peterson describes truth as a stabilizing force in the mind. When you lie, your brain has to juggle multiple realities: the truth, the lie, and the fear of being exposed. This causes stress, fatigue, and anxiety. Truth, on the other hand, is neurologically simple. It aligns all parts of you. It's peace. Another story: the mirror of karma. In an old Eastern parable, a man climbs a mountain to meet a great sage. He confesses, "I lie often. It keeps me safe." The sage smiles and hands him a polished mirror. "Carry this," he says, "and look into it before every word you speak." Days later, the man returns, eyes wide. "I couldn't speak most of the time," he says, "because when I saw myself, I saw the consequences." The sage replied, "That is karma. It always reflects, not always instantly, but always faithfully." Modern day scenario: workplace integrity. Imagine a company where someone regularly fudges numbers on reports. It seems harmless. The boss is happy. The pressure eases. But then something goes wrong. The numbers don't add up. Trust is broken. Careers are damaged. And a culture of suspicion begins to spread. The lie that felt like a shortcut became a landslide. Honesty may feel risky in the moment, but dishonesty compounds into crisis. Here are now 10 practical takeaways: living in truth daily. Let me offer 10 actionable ways to embrace honesty, avoid karmic debt, and build a life of integrity. 1. Pause before you speak. Before answering a difficult question or giving a commitment, pause. Ask, "Is this fully true?" 2. Don't overpromise. It's tempting to say yes to please people, but it's better to underpromise and overdeliver than to break trust. Third track, small lies start a journal. Each day, track if you exaggerated, avoided, or bent a truth. Awareness breaks the cycle. Practice silence. Sometimes the best way to avoid lying is to say nothing. Silence is not deception, it's wisdom. 5. Replace lies with gentle honesty. If you fear hurting someone, find kind yet truthful words. Don't lie to protect their ego or yours. 6. Surround yourself with honest people. Environment shapes behavior. Choose friends and mentors who value truth. 7. Reflect on long-term karma. Ask yourself, what will this lie cost me a year from now? 5 years? Spiritually? 8. Acknowledge when you lie. If you've bent the truth, own it. Apologize. The faster you correct it, the less damage is done. 9. Study scriptures or ethical teachings. Read teachings from saints and sages who lived by truth. Let their stories anchor you. 10. Build your inner mirror just like the sage's mirror. Build your own. Before any action, ask, would I be proud of this if the divine was watching? My final reflection: the long road is the right road. In life, truth is rarely the fastest route. It's the steep climb, the awkward conversation, the uncomfortable pause. But truth is what keeps your soul light. It's what keeps your karmic account clean. And when you walk in truth, even when it costs you in the short term, life always pays you back tenfold. Bend the truth today and you may feel safe, but bend it enough and you'll break. Stay honest, stay clean, stay aligned, because the real reward for honesty isn't in how the world sees you. It's in how your soul feels when no one is watching. If this message spoke to you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share your story in the comments. A moment where honesty changed your path, or a lie taught you a hard truth. Together, let's build a life where truth is not just spoken, but lived.